All right, everybody. This is a 10 count. We're back here to discuss the devastating knockout last night. That was obviously Gervonta Davis versus
Yes,
Rolly
sir.
Romero.
Oh yes.
I mean, jumping right into it, there's not much more to say other than that it was a great left hand that he threw.
Yeah.
But I
Nasty.
do want to
Nasty.
say I did pick Romero, and I'm not saying it just because I picked Romero, but I think he looked a lot better than a lot of people expected him to look, in my opinion.
Mm, nah, I think you know what. You know why people say that, or I think why people say that because Gervonta Davis, just like with the Cruz fight, he usually doesn't boxes. He just usually doesn't move a lot, go on the outside and stuff. And when he does that, it's like if Mike Tyson was trying to box on the outside, they're like, oh, he's scared. Oh, he's losing the round. He's
He was
giving it
running,
away.
bro. He
But
was
in
running.
reality, he's not. He's trying to counterpunch. He's trying to create openings and stuff, and he ran him into a punch like
Well,
he
here's
wanted
the
to.
thing that I have with what you're saying about boxing. Gervonta Davis is not good at boxing. Okay, he's not jabbing, he's not slipping, he's not moving, he's not controlling the ring. The way that he boxes, it seems more like the other guy is pushing him back and he's being forced to fight on the back foot. It doesn't look like Erislandy Lara or Lomachenko or
Yes, well,
Rigondeaux.
he's not Lomachenko, of course.
Yes, because he's not a boxer. He's
He's
trying to
not.
be,
He's not.
but the demeanor and the way it looks in the ring, it looks like he's being forced back, and the other guy is asserting his will on the fight. And I think
I
that's why
agree.
maybe a lot of people were giving Rolly some rounds because he wasn't just backing him up, not throwing punches. Gervonta Davis was not throwing much. Rolly was walking him down, throwing a jab, landing right hands, backing him up, not respecting him, and credit to Romero. I mean, he got knocked out, but he did what he said he was gonna try
Tried.
and do.
He
He was
tried.
going
Yep.
in there, he was trying to catch him, and he looked better than people expected him to look, in my opinion.
I don't think he looked better than people expected him to look. I think everybody knew what Rolly Romero was gonna bring, and he did exactly what he was gonna do. That's the only thing he could do.
But
And
not a lot of people gave him a chance, though.
I
That's the
think
thing.
I think that's not true. I think a lot of people gave him a chance, and everybody said whoever lands first is gonna fucking be the winner. And
That's what happened.
Davis landed first, devastatingly. Devastating, devastating punch.
Well, I mean, Romero did land some nice right hands, and
Look,
I think
this
there was
is
one point where he kind of did buzz Davis a little bit, even though
well,
Gervonta didn't want to
yeah,
say it. He
Think
yeah,
did
so?
seem
this
like
is
he was a
true.
little hurt. Yeah.
I
I
heard
thought
people
so.
say that he got hurt, but I never saw it. I haven't watched the whole
I don't know
fight like
about
second
her.
by second, but I've seen highlights.
I wouldn't say hurt, but I think
It
he
was a
did get
buzz.
surprised by a couple of punches, and he
It
was
was a
like,
buzz.
"Whoa!" But I don't think he was hurt. The other thing is, I kind of agree with Jesus. Look, on the Pitbull fight and on this fight, it looked to me more like he was trying to escape, like
He's
he was
being
trying
forced
to,
back. He's being
yeah.
forced to fight like that. Yeah.
And plus, by by doing that, I feel like it's kind of like Pacquiao when he was on his back foot. Sometimes he's not able to throw as hard punches. I know he knocked out Rolly,
He walked
but
into it.
I feel like yeah, he ran into it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that what he's doing is not okay. Look, Tank Davis, Deontay Wilder, who else? Ryan Garcia, Canelo Alvarez. They all have that fucking one punch knockout. And if they land it and they land it right, you're going to sleep. All right.
Hmm.
So they can do whatever they want in there. Honestly, if they land that punch, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter anymore.
Hey, credit to
I think
Rolly for even getting up from that.
When they
yeah,
don't
right.
land that punch though, they don't look that great. Look what happened with Bull. Um, if you ask me, I mean, I guess two of the judges had Davis winning. I honestly had Rolly winning, not by much, but I had him winning. Garcia didn't look good on his last fight, and we all know what happened to Deontay Wilder when he didn't land that big punch, or when they could take his big punch. So honestly, I think these guys they need to not box that much. They need to do what they're good at, and that is going forward, pushing the fight. I'm not saying that what Tank did was wrong because honestly, if he got caught, like things could have went wrong. So he obviously knew what he was doing. It just to me when he's trying to do that style, it doesn't look as good.
I
That's
think
just my opinion.
I think sometimes you have to switch up your style. It's not like he's always gonna do that from now on. But I think he is slowly but surely changing a little bit. He's being not so aggressive, not so careless and stuff. He is fighting a little bit better opposition now, especially with Rolly being a hard puncher. And he had to be a little more careful, especially before the 6th round. And I thought, honestly, I thought the fight was gonna last longer. I thought he was gonna start landing big punches a little bit afterwards, but he caught him slipping. Rolly, if you replay it, he came in pretty carelessly. He just came
Ran
in
right into it.
doing this shit, and boom, in between the punches, he caught him cold. He caught him like
Nasty.
running in, basically, because at the point that he hits him, he's on his toes like this. He's on his
Mhm.
toes, like he
He
got
jumped in.
full
He jumped
weight,
in.
full weight forward.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like he said. I didn't sit down on the punch and just like
He
turn it
wasn't
all in.
expecting to even
He
hit
kind
him.
of like moved and he did boop, and he got him running in.
I do want to say I'm not saying that it's not good that Davis is trying to box, but what I'm saying is that the narrative that he is boxing well is not true. He's trying to box. He's just not very good at it right now. He needs to polish it up.
Yes.
He needs to learn to jab more while he's backing up because he's not. He's moving back with his hands down, trying to duck the punches. Every now and then he'll throw it left, but he's not boxing effectively, is what I'm saying. He's not effective at boxing yet.
Yeah,
He
but-
can be. He can be. But I don't think that's really going to work for him as well. I don't think that's his style. You know what I mean? Because, well, when you have that one punch knockout, it would be great to be a good boxer. But most of these guys are not. Most of the guys that have one punch power are not boxers because that's how they get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sit there and
Now,
on your feet.
because there's a thing, if he ends up going against a guy that's a boxer and he ends up trying to box against them, he's gonna lose
I
because
agree.
he's
Well-
not a great boxer. Like
Well,
if he was
here's
to
the
fight
thing.
somebody like Lomachenko, he'll get outboxed in my
Well,
opinion.
here's the thing. I was thinking about this yesterday. What fight would I like to see Gervonta Davis next? Haney, Kambosos winner, Lomachenko, maybe Stevenson if he comes up or something like that. Maybe Teofimo if Gervonta Davis moves up. I don't know. You know what I thought would be perfect now? Now seeing what has happened with his boxing and all that. With Lomachenko versus Gervonta Davis, it's a clash of styles. It's a clash of styles, and not only do I think that Gervonta Davis will probably lose almost every fucking round, I think he's gonna land the fucking equalizer. I think he's
I
gonna
don't
fucking
think
land
so.
it, and I don't think Lomachenko is gonna be able to take it.
I don't think
That's the
Davis.
fucking thing.
I don't think
And that
Davis
makes it
is.
for a very interesting fucking fight because Gervonta
I
Davis
don't think.
You're-
There's the
will
thing.
land that shit, bro. He
There's the
will
thing.
land
I
that
don't
shit.
think. I don't think Lomachenko can stand up to the power. I mean, he's never been knocked out, but I don't think Davis has huge power, but I don't think Davis is crafty enough to land it on somebody that's as slippery as Lomachenko
Let
is.
me
I
tell you
think he
something.
can.
The way
I
that
think
I
he
see
can.
Davis, the way that I see Davis fighting punchers, this is the way he's gonna fight punchers. And Lomachenko, I don't know if you guys remember, but he's a puncher. He can crack.
Mhm.
He might try to fight him like this, and let me tell ya, it's not gonna end well for him. It's not gonna end well for him. I don't think he can land it. Not against
I think he
Lomachenko.
can.
Not if he fights
I
like
think
this.
he can, dude.
I
I think
think-
he can.
The only way he can land that punch is if he fights him like Teofimo did, and he's not gonna fight him like that.
I think the most likely scenario is he's gonna fight Cruz next in the fall, and then next year in the beginning of the year we're gonna see him fight the winner of Kambosos Haney.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, if he re-signs with Mayweather, which I've read
He's
recently
not.
that they've been saying that he might actually.
Oh,
If he does, he's definitely not fighting Lomachenko.
he's not gonna
'Cause
fight
Mayweather
anybody.
Mayweather doesn't want him
You
to
know-
fight Lomachenko.
Yes. Well, I like to say that the person that they mentioned the least for Gervonta Davis, they don't even
Lomachenko.
dare to mention is Lomachenko.
Yeah, it's Lomachenko.
It's for a reason.
Well,
But
there's
they
a
have
thing.
whenever they
nobody wants
ask
Lomachenko.
Gervonta Davis about him, he doesn't like we're just working on my craft or something like that. He says, hey, I'll fight him if he wants to fight. But everybody else around him doesn't want to mention
They don't
Lomachenko.
even
Well,
mention
there's
his
a
name.
thing though. There's a thing. Once Teofimo beat Lomachenko, none of the lightweights talk about him. They had to before because he was he had most of the belts.
Yeah.
But now that he's lost, everybody's trying to pretend like he doesn't
Avoid him.
exist anymore. Yes, everybody.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Especially now with what happened with Ukraine. Now they have an actual excuse because if somebody wants to bring him up, they're like, oh well, everything that's going on over there. Letting him handle his business. They have a decent excuse now. We don't know when we're gonna see Lomachenko back anymore. It might be another year. We don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, I was wrong. Christian was wrong. It didn't go to a decision. Clearly, I was wrong. I picked Rolly by late stoppage. Manuel was wrong. He picked Gervonta Davis
10th
by
round.
late knockout. But you picked the right guy. You picked the right way. Let's
Manuel
let's
Cardoso.
let's
Do,
get
you- do, you- do
into
you guys think he
next
could have
week.
continued? Do you guys think he could have continued?
No,
No, he was
fucking
done.
chance,
Fuck no,
bro.
right?
Not
Fuck
not
no.
against
Okay.
not against
No.
There's
Davis,
a
bro.
little bit of people that are saying it was early.
Well,
But
let
It
me
wasn't
tell you.
early.
the round was about to end. You guys know that.
Well, let
The
me
round
tell
was
you,
about to
bro.
end, but he wasn't gonna recover by
Look,
the
he
next
might
round.
have been
I don't
able
think
to
so.
continue, bro, for like 10 more seconds, and then after that, it was lights
No,
out.
the round was
bro.
done, dude. They were gonna ring the bell for them to keep fighting, and
There
that's
was
it.
20 seconds. There was by the time he
No.
got up. By the time he got up, there was 20 seconds still
Yeah,
left.
bro.
Yeah, there was 20
he
seconds.
was
And against somebody like Davis, that's a long time to try and survive. 20 seconds, let me tell you.
Yeah,
It's a
bro.
lot-
Especially
it's a
after
lot
you
of-
got rocked
But
like that.
I do think he deserves credit for getting up because a lot of people would have
100%.
stayed down.
Bro,
Yeah.
his leg was cramping. Like when
Yeah,
he tried to get
he
up,
was
his
trying
leg
to
was
get
like.
up. Yeah, he was trying to. Credit to him. I hope he gets another big
Well,
fight.
Hey,
I like
100%.
Rolly.
He was out. He was out until he went to the locker room. He was.
Yeah,
he
I
was,
don't think
he was
you
walking
know-
back. He was like,
I'm pretty sure he was asking his dad like what happened, bro. When he
"Yeah."
was walking
I heard
back.
somebody say that they rate his lips and that he asked what happened.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
didn't know what the fuck happened.
It was
It
a
was-
good
it
fight. It
happens.
wasn't defending.
It
It was very
happens.
tense. It was
I
very
was on
tense
the edge
whole
of my
time.
seat the whole
Yeah.
time, bro. I was
Yeah.
at the edge of my seat.
Well, let's go ahead and get into next week. We got the unification undisputed for the lightweight
go.
championship of the world in Australia. I don't even know what time it's gonna be since it's gonna be down
It's
there.
gonna be early here. It's gonna
It might be early here, I think. Yeah.
I don't care. I'm
um,
watching it.
Who you guys got?
You already know who I got, my
I don't
boy.
know. At this point, I don't know.
I know who I got.
Uh,
Got
I
I
Devin
know
don't
who I
Haney.
got too.
yeah, Haney.
I got Haney.
Yes, 100%.
You know, I in the beginning, I thought that Haney was gonna completely just fucking outbox Kambosos. But after rewatching the Teofimo Kambosos fight a few times, I feel like he's not going to be able to do that to Kambosos. Not because
crazy.
Haney doesn't have the skills to do it, but because Kambosos is not going to allow it. Kambosos is not gonna give a fuck if he's getting outboxed or jabbed. He's gonna be on his ass the whole fight.
He's gonna
Just
try
like-
to be on his
It's gonna be
ass.
it's gonna be like Cruz versus Gervonta Davis, but without Gervonta Davis.
There's the thing. Okay. When you're fighting a guy, they're gonna have like I think like 60,000 people in the stadium or more in Australia. Okay.
Shitload, dude.
They're gonna have a shitload of people there in Australia. You're fighting Kambosos in his hometown, in his home country. A lot of American fighters don't do this very often. One that
Yeah.
did was Bud Crawford when he won his first world title across against I think it was Ricky Burns. But when you're doing that, there's the worry of are they gonna give me the fight because we're in his hometown, right? You have to do a master class in that fight.
Yeah.
And Devin Haney is the type of fighter that has the skill set to do that.
Yeah.
And I think he's gonna do it. I don't think it's gonna be easy, but I think he's gonna edge it out. I think he's gonna edge it out.
I don't think it's gonna be close though. I really don't.
I think it's gonna be
it
like
is.
8-4,
I think it's
8-4, 7-5 for Haney. Is what I'm predicting.
I think
I
Haney's
think
gonna win. Like,
Kambosos even drops Haney.
you
Like,
crazy?
it's gonna
He
be
might.
like
He
it's gonna be
might.
like a tough
crazy.
fight, dude.
I don't think so. I think
I'm
gonna
Haney's
be
gonna
good.
stay in it.
I'm gonna go Kambosos decision.
Kambosos decision. I got Haney by decision.
I got Haney by masterclass
Close.
performance.
Masterclass.
It's gonna be a
close.
close fight. It's gonna be
I think it's
close.
gonna be close, dude.
I don't think it's gonna be close. Mm-mm.
I
It's a
heard this not. I heard.
it's a
I heard all the
completely different
judges.
fight.
I heard all the judges. There's not one Australian or one American.
Yeah. Makes it better.
Where are they from?
I don't know. I haven't.
Are they
I just know that
places?
they're not from
Are
the.
they-
Yeah, they're places. But
That's
I think it's gonna be really good. And then the week after that, we got Inoue against Donaire too.
Oh,
I don't think
guys,
they're mix it out.
we're getting spoiled. I don't think so
they're gonna
either.
mix it out
It's
this
gonna be
time.
great. It's
I'll
gonna be
think
some
so
great fights.
I think he's going to sleep.
Well, let's go ahead and finish since we had Davis and Romero. Who do you guys want Romero and Davis to fight next?
Romero needs to take a long vacation, bro.
I don't think he
I
needs
want,
to.
Yes,
I want
he
to
does.
see. I want to see Romero fight Garcia next.
That's what I would like.
That
to
would
see
be
too.
nice. That would be
Garcia.
nice.
And I would like to see. Yeah, I'd like to see Davis fight the winner of Kambosos Haney. That's the most
Me
probable
too.
fight I
Me
think at
too.
some point
Yeah.
in the next.
He'll
in the
finally
future.
become a real
You
champion.
know what I would like for Rolly since he's so big. I would like for him to move up to 140 eventually,
Mhm.
and eventually see him fight Teofimo. I think that would be a good fight too.
Cool.
Female's
Rolly.
too big into his
Rolly?
sport, bro.
Yeah.
Them will fuck him out, and they're friends
Yeah, I
too. I
think
don't
so
know if they will
too.
fight.
They're friends. I
Yeah,
didn't know they were friends.
yeah.
I think that'd be a good fight.
Does that surprise
But-
you that they're friends?
Yeah.
They're both
Actually, not really. Not really. Actually, now that I think about it, not really.
Teofimo's my boy, but they're both fucking idiots.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I would like to see Davis fight for undisputed eventually. If well, there's a thing. There's a thing that the other thing. I know I said we were gonna wrap up, but there's the other thing. Kambosos has a rematch clause in the contract. So if Haney wins, there's a rematch clause. And in the rematch clause, it says the rematch will be in Australia again.
Oh my god.
So if
Have to beat
Kambosos
him
loses, he's going to have to fight Haney again, maybe at the end of the year. And then if Kambosos wins that one, maybe they do the trilogy, and then maybe that'll be for the summer. So they're going to be pretty busy. So Davis needs opposition.
Yeah.
So it's going to be Cruz in the summer. I mean, the fall, I'm guessing. Okay. Maybe Garcia. Maybe Lomachenko comes back. It's the only one available at this point. You know what I mean? Who else can he fight? I mean, at 135, unless Stevenson moves up. Unless Stevenson moves up, there's
I think it's too soon. He just moved up one weight class.
Yeah, but he's the type of talent that can do it though. I see him, and him and Davis have been tweeting at each other lately, and it seems like
I
really
wouldn't
like
to see. I wouldn't like to see him rush like that.
I think he could beat Davis.
I'm pretty sure he would too, but I
Stevenson.
I wouldn't like to see him rush like that.
I think once again, I think Gervonta Davis lands the fucking great equalizer, yo.
I mean, Valdez was landing that straight right.
He's got the fucking hammer of Thor in his left hand, bro. He's got it on him. And his right hand is not too bad either.
It's different when you're fighting another southpaw, though. Mm-hmm. And Stevenson's a southpaw, a slick southpaw.
Slick, very slick.
I would like to see that. There's a lot of openings for Davis. It's interesting to see what he's gonna do.
You know what I did notice with Stevenson? He looked a little bit slower than before when he fought.
I think he's getting bigger. That's why.
Yeah.
I think he's sitting down his punches more. He's not moving.
People said he looked like a 147, bro, the day of the fight.
He's big. He's big.
So big. That's big for his weight.
I think I seen a picture somewhere where he looked like he was bigger than Crawford.
Yeah. Jesus. He was bigger. He looked bigger than Crawford for sure.
That's big. That's big.
There's a lot of interesting fights to make. Those two divisions right there are heating up. Let me tell you. I'm hearing now that Valdez lost to Stevenson, maybe Navarrete fights Stevenson. So who knows?
That'd
be an interesting fight. Yeah. That's an interesting fight, and he's big.
Yeah, he's big too.
He's big. All right, you guys have any finishing thoughts? Anything to go over?
No, I mean sometimes you're born with that gift of the fucking gods.
The fucking power.
The fucking power, and that's it. Doesn't matter if you lose rounds. Doesn't matter if you lose the whole fight. Yeah. If you land that.
It was a great knockout. All right, guys. Well, that's it for us here at the 10 count for this week. We'll be back next week after Kambosos and Haney to see who's undisputed.
Let's
go. Later, guys.
Deuces.